I woke up an hour early today. I needed the extra time to get ready. You see, I've been at this company for 2 years now. We're a call center for a furniture manufacturer, and I want to be a designer. Answering phones may seem pretty far away from that, but I believe where there's a will, there's a way. And today is that day. I've been submitting my sketches for the past few weeks now to show them my worth. My potential. And today is my annual review. I've been doing the absolute most, hoping they notice me, truly see me. Well, the last few months haven't been the best. I got a little sick and my mother, she died. But, I only took off one day for the funeral. I had to show them my dedication, even through a difficult time. And also, I didn't want to get fired. No one wants to get fired. My mother worked really hard, just like me, all the way to the end, even when she was sick. So I'm sure wherever she is, she understands. I'm going to be a star after today. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for calling Furnishing Life. How may I help you? You look beautiful today, said an alluring voice. Thank you, but Simone, is that you? I stood up and looked around the call center for Simone. Simone was my work friend and she liked to play practical jokes from time to time. She wasn't in yet. I'm not Simone. How did you know I was looking for... Hey, can you see me? My stomach dropped to my knees. We don't have much time. Much time for what? Who are you? I scanned the office again, trying to see who the voice could belong to. No one was on their phone yet. My hands shook as I reached out to end the call. Today, your life is changing. You're a star. I paused. Who was this stranger talking to me like they knew me? A star? Am I about to get promoted? I said, lowering my voice. That's up to you. What? Meet me in the bathroom in 3 minutes, said the voice. But who are you? Click. And just like that, they were gone. What the heck was that? There you are! Melanie, my manager. She peeked her head out of her office and waved me over. I began moving in slow motion towards her door. I felt like I was on a broken hamster wheel. Hey, said a muffled voice. I blinked and realized I hadn't moved an inch. I turned around to see no one was there. My sketchbook was on my chair. For some reason, it felt like a life preserve. I grabbed it and floated over to Melanie's office. Have a seat, she said. Thank God, my legs felt like linguine. Hold the Alfredo. Oh God, is it hot in here or is it just me? I'm hungry. Over the past few years, you have been such a great addition to our team. Your numbers have been good. The scripts you created for our helpline did well. What about my sketches? She didn't even mention my sketches. And besides the occasional irate customer, you've shown up and done your job. These are all positive things. I told you I was getting promoted. Melanie cleared her throat and made a face I was all too familiar with. I know I'm wrong for what I'm about to do, but I'm going to do it anyway face. Lately, you haven't been performing as well. You're making small mistakes. You don't seem to be as happy to do any and everything that we request of you, or to even be here. The hunger pangs in my stomach shot up into my chest. No, but really, is it hot in here? I'm sweating. Well, I have been a bit tired and sad. It's just answering all these calls while trying to work on my sketches and, my mother. Answering calls is your job, and we gave you that day off for the funeral, even though we were very busy. Yes, of course, and I'm grateful for you making that exception. And I've done everything to prove my worth. my potential to you, and I was hoping we could discuss maybe me moving up. Melanie's eyes glazed over. Look, the company is just going in a different direction. Wait. I shot up out of my seat as if it was on fire. I have to go to the bathroom. I turned on my heels and flew out of there like a bat out of Gotham. This can't be happening. This cannot be happening. Melanie is trying to fire me when I'm supposed to be getting promoted. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't. I'm crying. I found myself in the bathroom stall, hugging my sketchbook and trying to flush myself into a different existence. Hey. It was the muffled voice again. Hello? My voice echoed through the empty bathroom. I wiped my eyes and saw that there was a bright pink post-it note stuck to the door of my stall. When did this get here? It read, "You're a star. Now flush." I didn't want to, but I couldn't help but laugh. This place may have been a dumpster fire, but apparently my colleagues still had a sense of humor. Yeah, I'm a star, right? A star without a job. I could hear the bathroom door burst open. "Are you in here?" Melanie's voice bounced off all four walls and vibrated through my entire body. I could hear her kitten heels clicking across the tiled floor. She was getting closer to my stall. I lifted my left foot and placed it on top of the toilet bowl and tried my best to balance. I could feel Melanie's eyes shooting laser beams through each stall. I had about 3 seconds to save myself. I lifted my right foot and Melanie began banging on the door. My left foot slipped into the toilet bowl. Ice cold. I squeezed my butt cheeks together, trying not to scream. I reached behind me, setting my weight and holding my sketchbook above my head. My stomach growled loudly. Not now. My hand slipped and pulled the toilet handle instead. Whoosh. Crap. I know you're in there. Now come out so I can finish speaking with you. I was silent. Maybe if I held my breath long enough, I'd disappear. The cold toilet water was creeping up my leg. I wanted to throw up, but also, I'm still hungry. Could this day get any crappier? Apparently it could, because maybe I held my breath for a little too long. The room started to whirl, and now I'm doing my best not to hurl. I felt like I was being sucked down a giant water slide, and I couldn't catch my breath, and my limbs were pressed so tightly against my body I thought they were going to fuse to my rib cage. I screamed, but all that came out was bubbles, and then there was a sea of nothing. Am I alive? I looked down at myself, but there was no self. There was nothing. I looked up, or what I believed to be up, and my eyes struggled to adjust to the nothingness. And now I'm surrounded by geometric shapes. And with every breath I take, they grow closer and closer and closer. I start to panic. I want to run, but I can't see my legs or my arms or my body. I look up again to see I'm now surrounded by stars. Are those stars? And I still can't see myself. Oh God, I can't see myself. Who am I even talking to right now? There were only stars. I closed my eyes, but still. Stars. It's you, said a voice. No, you don't understand. I can't see myself. I can only see stars. It's you. Huh? I opened my eyes to see I was back in my cubicle and apparently on a call. Hello? It's you. Melanie is waiting for you in her office, said the familiar voice. It was the voice from this morning. My head was spinning. Who are you? I haven't got all day. I looked over to see Melanie waving me into her office. I slowly lifted myself out of my seat and walked through what felt like a scene out of a sci-fi movie. What just happened? And why do I feel like crap? Have a seat, said Melanie. Thank God. My legs felt like linguine holding out freight. Wait. I looked at the chair in front of me. Are you about to fire me? What? Fire you? Absolutely not. Where would you get an idea like that from? Asked Melanie. She genuinely seemed tickled at the thought. I don't know, I said. And I really didn't know. I had worked so hard this year. Why did I feel like I was about to get fired? I just had this bad feeling when I walked into Melanie's office. Like I had been there before and she tried to fire me or something. I mean, I get a bad feeling with Melanie quite often, but that's because she's a jerk. Today felt different. It's quite the opposite. We want to promote you. You've been putting in a lot of hard work and long hours. You deserve to reap the rewards of your efforts, said Melanie, smiling widely at me. Melanie never smiled. I didn't even know she had teeth until just now. But there's a catch. There's always a catch. Bring me in your final sketches tomorrow, and if I approve, we make it official. But I have my sketchbook right here. I went to grab my sketchbook, but it was soaking wet. I tried to separate the soft pages, but there was nothing there. What the heck? No sketches? Well, actually, yes, I'll have those to you tomorrow morning. I was so distracted I nearly bumped into 3 of my colleagues as I made my way back to my cubicle. I stared down at my sketchbook, trying to figure out why it was empty, and felt like I had gotten caught in a monsoon. My phone rang, bringing me back to reality. Furnishing Life, how may I help you? Well, did you get the promotion? It was them. Tell me who you are right this minute, I yelled, standing to my feet. The busy call center fell silent and I was met with confused stares. But I was the confused one. I smiled nervously and took my seat. This isn't funny, and when I find out who you are, I'm reporting you to HR. Work on those sketches, said the voice matter-of-factly. Was it you? Did you take my sketches? Click. I scrolled through our calling system to see if I could find this maniac's number. There was nothing, not even an indication that there was a call. I went to our IT department and asked them for help in finding this person. I mean, all of our calls are supposed to be recorded for quality assurance, but nothing. It was like it never happened. So there was only one thing left for me to do. I went home and redid my sketches from memory. It was worth it. I was this close to making my mother proud, wherever she is, and making it out of this call center hell. The next day, I could barely sit still. I flipped through my sketchbook. I just know Melanie's gonna love these. And I'm not leaving this place until I get my promotion. My phone rang. I could feel my heartbeat quicken as I looked at the caller ID. I waited for a number to pop up, but it never came. Leave me alone, you demented psycho! I snarled into my headset. Is everything okay out there? Melanie? Yes, of course. Awkward silence. Listen, could you come to my office? Said Melanie. Sure. Great. I grabbed my sketchbook and walked into Melanie's office. With every step I took, my chest felt tighter and tighter. Have a seat, she said. I worked all night on these sketches, Melanie, and I think you're gonna like them. Sketches? Wow, who told you? Told me what? Told you that we want to promote you. You've been putting in a lot of hard work and long hours. You deserve to reap the rewards of your efforts, said Melanie, smiling widely at me. Melanie never smiled. I didn't even know she had teeth until just now. But there's a catch. There's always a catch. Bring me in your final sketches tomorrow, and if I approve, we make it official, said Melanie. But I have my final sketches now. I look to the side of me, behind me, under me. But where's my sketchbook? Look, how about you take another day to work on the sketches? And no, I have my sketchbook. I worked on them all night. I'll be right back. I ran to my cubicle, opened every drawer, every folder. No sketchbook. I began digging through my trash when my phone rang. Hello? Furnishing Life. What are you looking for? It was them. It's you. You're doing this, aren't you? It's always been you. And you're doing this, said the voice. This isn't funny. Where is my sketchbook? I know you took it. I stood up and slowly carried my gaze over the entire call center to see if anyone looked suspicious. This person had to be in here. I gave up and sat down on something that felt like my sketchbook. It was in my chair. I opened it and tore through the pages. Nothing. My sketches were gone. Again. Why are you doing this? I cried into my headset. Click. What kind of deja vu torture chamber had I found myself in? And how do I get out of it? I ripped off my headset and ran to the bathroom. I paced in front of the mirror trying to make sense out of what seemed like a never-ending nightmare. I don't understand what's happening. I just want to get promoted. I stuck my head into the sink and turned on the faucet. The cold water splashed against my cheeks, bringing me a sense of relief. Why did I feel like I had fallen into a dimension of repetition and I couldn't get out no matter how hard I tried? At first, I thought I was just stressed out about my annual review, but now I know in my gut I'm stuck. And not in the way that I thought I was stuck. You know, a capitalistic hell. But it seems to be a dimension below that dimension where I can see this truth loop they have disguised as opportunity. And there was someone somewhere watching me and getting a kick out of all of this. I've got to get out of here. Whoosh. The toilet flushed. Hello? My voice echoed through the empty bathroom. I looked into the mirror and I couldn't see myself. I rubbed my eyes hard with my knuckles for what seemed like forever. And I just saw stars. I ran out of the bathroom as fast as I could, right into Melanie. Nearly knocked her over. Oh my God, Melanie, I'm so sorry. She looked irritated. But then again, you know, Melanie always looked irritated. And then she smiled. Melanie never smiled. That is until today. And quite frankly, I wanted her to stop. I was just looking for you. Me? We just spoke. We did? Melanie looked puzzled. Come into my office. I want to speak to you about something. Melanie's kitten heels clicked down the creaky hallway as I followed behind her, doing my best impression of a sane employee. Have a seat, said Melanie. We want to promote you. Oh my God. You've been putting in a lot of hard work and long hours. You deserve to reap the rewards of your efforts, said Melanie, smiling widely at me. Make it stop. I always said I was losing my mind working here, but I think it finally happened. But there's a catch, I said. How did you know? Asked Melanie, perplexed. Just call it a hunch. And let me guess, you need my final sketches, which I never have. I looked to my side and there was my sketchbook. Open to my sketches. Well, at least I thought they were my sketches. It appeared as if someone had added geometric shapes and stars. Wow, let me take a look at those, said Melanie. She reached for my sketchbook and I handed it over to her. Suddenly I could hear my phone ringing at my desk. I should get that. Oh, that can wait. These are amazing, but it may be important. This is important, said Melanie, holding up my own sketches for me to see. I don't want to be here. Did I just say that out loud? Melanie was bewildered, and so was I. What do you mean you don't want to be here? You've worked so hard to be right here in this very moment. You're a star. My phone stopped ringing. I worked so hard to be right here in this moment because I thought it would help me get to some other moment in some other dimension. A dimension where I'd be happy, where I'd be a star. But I always end up right here, and right here. But you're right. I am a star. I quit.